Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Super Mega Lucky Box. It's ages 8 and up, 1 to 6 players, and it takes 20 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to get the most points, which you do over 4 rounds of play. As number cards are flipped over, you mark off 1 spot per number card, and then as rows are completed, you get bonuses, keep on going for 4 rounds, and see who gets the most points. Game setup, each player is given a scorecard, dry erase marker, 4 lightning tokens, and they are each dealt 5 of these lucky box tokens to begin with, of which they select 3 to use to begin the game. They recommend starting with all of the different numbers between 1 to 9 represented between your 3 different cards. If this player had picked this card instead of this one, they wouldn't have had any 1, 2s, or 3s, which would not have been so good. And you put all of the extra lightning tokens and moon tokens into the center. You have number cards. There are 18 of them. They have all the numbers between 1 and 9, 2 of each number. You shuffle them up and then pick 9, put it to the side, and put the other 9 over here, and you are ready to start flipping numbers over and marking off boxes. Here's how to play a round. The first number card is flipped over, and every player gets to mark a 1 on only one of their lucky box cards, and they do this simultaneously. So go ahead and mark it off. Each player does their own. They each mark off 1 spot, and then you move on to the next card. If you don't have a 9, if this player didn't have a 9 anywhere on their board, then they cannot mark a spot unless they choose to use a lightning bolt. Lightning bolts can be used to either move up a spot or move down a spot numerically. So from a 9, you could pay 1 lightning bolt and move it down to an 8, or you can go around and pay 1 to move it up to a 1. So you have your choice. So we'll say this person went ahead and they wanted to pay to make it a 1. So they could do that. It only works for them, though. For everybody else, it's still a 9. So they would go ahead and mark a 9 on whichever spot they wanted. Now, as you continue to play, you might mark off an entire row or column, and that's when you start getting bonuses. So we'll just show what that looks like. If this person if a 2 and a 3 had gone up and they got that, they would complete this row and instantly get a number bonus. There's a 6 here. These numbers cannot be adjusted by the lightning bolts. They are what they are. So if they have a spot available to mark that, they can, and they must mark immediately. They can't save it for a future round. Other bonuses are question marks. If they marked off this entire row, they would get a question mark, which is any number you want it to be. So they might choose to mark off this 8 because that gives them a bonus, one of these stars. If you get a star, you get to mark it off on your scorecard immediately. You can either cross it off, or I usually circle it. And the value of these escalate per number that you get in a round. So if they only got 1 in a round, it's worth 1 point. But if they were able to mark off a second, then they get to circle the next spot. So it'd be up to 4 points for that. And if they even get a third, they would get 9 points. Mark this off when you've used it. And then after this, if you mark off more than 3 stars, the additional ones are not worth anything. There's no point value to that. Now notice, as we finished off this card, a lot of bonuses got used up simultaneously. You can resolve these in any order you want. You just have to resolve them all before flipping another card. So they can go ahead and get this 5, and then the 4, and then you leave this here until the end of the round, at which point you'll erase it and move it off to the side, because there's no point in having an X'd off lucky box in front of you. The other bonuses you can get are lightning bolts. That's how, so if you get this lightning bolt, then you get to earn 1. If you get this 3, then you earn 1 more lightning bolt. Be careful to always cross off your bonuses once you earn them. Otherwise, it can get very tricky very quickly and it can be hard to keep track. There are single lightning bolts and double lightning bolts. So look closely. And if it's just 1, you just take 1. If it's 2, you get to take 2. And then the only other bonus is if they were able to mark off this 1, they would earn a moon. Moons only matter at the end of the game, and there's a special scoring for that, whoever has the most or the least. The round ends after the 9th number card is revealed and resolved. Then the following things happen. First, you score completed lucky box cards. This doesn't happen often in the first round, but it did for this game. This player completed 1. They get 15 points. They need to erase this carefully, discard it, and put it to the side. Now you draw new lucky box cards. Each player, doesn't matter if you completed 1 or not, each player gets to be given 3 cards, and then they get to take their time and look at them, and they select one that is going to be their new card they're going to use for this round. The other 2 are discarded off to the side. Finally, you shuffle the number cards, all of them, all 18 together again. Give them a shuffle. Deal out 9. Start the next round. And the next round works the same way. Go through the 9 cards, and you go through the same process. You score the lucky box cards, discard them, draw new cards. And once you've done 4 rounds, you'll score the end of the game, and I'll show you how to do that. Ending the game. After the 4th round, you do your same process of tallying up any mega lucky box cards that you've completed. And now you start to total up on the right side of your scorecard. First, you take the total of all the stars, and it is just the largest number in each category. So here they circled 3 and they got 9, and then here they circled 2 and got 4. So it'd be 9 plus 4, 13 for this player. Then your next category is any incomplete lucky box cards. You count out the number of boxes crossed off on them and divide that number by 2 and put it in here. So they had 4 boxes they had crossed off on their remaining card, and that's worth 2 points. There are no half values, so if it had been 5, you would have rounded down, and it still would have been a score of 2 over here. And then finally, this is where the moons come into play. Whoever has the most moons, which was this player, receives 6 points, and whoever has the least or fewest moons, which is this player, gets -6 points. This player was in the middle, so they just got 0 points. If there is a tie, if 2 players had had the most, then they both would have received the full 6 points. If both of these players had tied for the fewest, then they both would have lost 6 points. You add up all of your numbers per round, and then this line along here to get your total value. This player had 60, these 2 tied at 68, and a tiebreaker, whoever has the most moons is the winner, so it would be this player. So that's how to play Super Mega Lucky Box. It's like bingo with strategy. It's by the maker of Sushi Go, and it's become one of our go-to games. So check it out. Thanks, and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.